Every spring, the White House Correspondents' Dinner is the hottest ticket in Washington. One of the big draws, the hosts, who roast the president and many of the politicians in the room. Jimmy Kimmel hosted back in 2012 and said it is not your run-of-the-mill gig.
You have a very unusual mix of people sitting in a room with the president and with, all the top people in media, and then you hire some buffoon to come in and entertain. And in a way, you feel like you've been commanded by the king to be the court jester or something.
Well before Stephen Colbert was tapped to host The Late Show, the comedian performed one of the most memorable and controversial roasts ever back in 2006. The target? President Bush.
I stand by this man. I stand by this man because he stands for things. Not only for things, he stands on things. Things like aircraft carriers and rubble and recently flooded city squares. And that sends a strong message that no matter what happens to America, she will always rebound with the most powerfully staged photo ops in the world.
Another Comedy Central star, Jon Stewart, hosted the dinner back in 1997, long before he was a household name.
Here there are congratulations in order, apparently, in marriage. Mr. Greenspan and Andrea Mitchell were married. That's excellent news. Miss Mitchell, you must be thrilled. In the drab workaday world of journalism, how can you not be swept off your feet by the electrifying charisma of a veteran economist?
Leno has hosted the dinner 4 times, more than anyone else, but was criticized for recycling jokes from The Tonight Show at his most recent appearance in 2010.
Well, I tell you something. A lot of critics felt that President Bush did a better job of getting the ball over the plate. That's what they said. But on the other hand, President Obama can talk. So I think it balances.
Most comedians spend weeks preparing for this night. It is a ton of pressure, but also a big opportunity.
Maybe a tough room, but as someone who follows politics, I think it's really exciting to go into a room where people are incredibly well informed. You can probably make jokes about the minutiae of politics that wouldn't work on Saturday Night Live unless you had a bunch of setup beforehand.
Seth Meyers hosted the dinner back in 2011.
Donald Trump has been saying that he will run for president as a Republican, which is surprising since I just assumed he was running as a joke.
This year, with Trump actually running, the GOP frontrunner can expect even more jabs. The headliners try to be somewhat bipartisan, and most importantly, timely, as Cecily Strong was last year.
Let's give it up for the Secret Service. Yeah, because they're the only law enforcement agency in the country that will get in trouble if a black man gets shot.
This year's host, Larry Wilmore, claims he's nervous.
Thanks, guys. I don't want this to feel like a big deal, okay?
But it is a big deal, Larry. You're officially a man.
This might not be Wilmore's biggest audience ever, but it will certainly be his most presidential. Brian Stelter, CNN Money, Washington, D.C.